Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, dish out on the movies. And we have just spent, I don't know, 2 weeks, a week and a half, watching every single Halloween movie ever made that would lead up to the latest one called Halloween Kills. And we decided, actually Marco decided, because he's a millennial and they love to rank everything, and so we ranked, and it wasn't hard. We had no trouble agreeing on what was the worst all the way to what was the quote the best.
Yeah, isn't that funny how that worked out? I thought we would at least agree on like one or two of them.
No, we were in full agreement. He may have had more reasons because he does a lot more research, because he has a lot more time, because this is mostly his channel, but we were in full agreement.
Well, with two of them, what I did was it was very close between two of these movies on the list, and I actually broke it down into categories, and I rated each category and said which is better in each film, and so there was two really tough movies to rank next to each other, but it was easy in the end.
Okay, well, I want to start.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Halloween Kills. Oh, big
What-
surprise.
what
This is
number?
the number. We saw there's been a total of 13 that have been made, and if there's something else.
There's
What?
12, but one of them has two versions.
Okay, I'm sorry. One of the movies has two versions, the theatrical cut and the producer's cut. So we included both because they are very different from each other. But it is the same movie in general, but it is very different in each version.
Make sure to say each number before each movie.
Okay, well, I am. Halloween Kills is number 13 because there's 13. Okay? That's the worst one. Why? Well, we just did the review. If you have any questions about, there's so much that's wrong with it that there's no way I'm going to cover it all because I just did, and Marco just did in our latest review. So listen to that if you want to hear every single one we came up with, and there may be more. The thing was just trash, okay? But mainly, the over-the-top kills and the mental patient's ground splat fall outside the hospital were sickening to see and unnecessarily over the top, which means their grossness did not enhance the movie. Another main thing, which really irritated me because of Jamie Lee Curtis's age outside of the movie and inside of the movie as a character. Her self-presentation was awful. Just having major life-saving surgery and then getting out of bed to join a mob who are attacking an unknown mental patient who they think is Michael Myers, but they don't even know for sure. But it's because of the actor who was cast as grown-up Tommy, who was miscast, told them it was him. Well, how in the hell does he know? Well, he should know because he was in a bar an hour before, or whatever that was. We have no idea. But it was the same evening. And they showed a newscast, and he should have known better. And so they went after the wrong guy, and he was miscast, and I couldn't stand him. He's a dweeb. Anyway, there's just so much to say about this movie that's bad. And if you want to hear, like I said, our review, and hear all of it, because it's quite a bit. And like I said, also, there could be even more. It's just that bad. Okay, this is our 12th movie out of 13. Halloween 2018. I thought this would be the worst Halloween movie ever. Boy, was I wrong. The latest one outdid it in the worst part. The Woman Only Matters movement seemed to thrive where only the male characters get killed off, while Jamie Lee Curtis acts like an insane drunk person who has about 50 guns in a secret underground room where, and she should know better, gunshots to Michael Michael Myers' body just seemed to bounce off of him like snowflakes with a bang. At least, and just to be clear, at least two of the male characters who looked like they died, and actually one was in the street, that was the sheriff. They showed up in the next movie, and one had been wandering around and managed to not ever see Michael Myers, and the other one, the sheriff, he was actually still alive in the street, and the ex-boyfriend.
Wasn't he the deputy?
I'm not sure. Whatever he was,
he should have died. He was brought back for fan service.
Okay, well, I don't know why. I guess he could have been alive, but I think, like Marco said, he probably in real life he would have been dead.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the ex-boyfriend, the one she saw him kissing, and she got pissed, and he was very mealy-mouthed about his explanation of why he was doing that. They were apart, so he, I guess, had been wandering around the town of Haddonfield and hadn't run across Michael Myers in that movie. So he was still alive. So at least those two characters were not killed off. Okay, and then there were the tons of plagiarism for other movies, taking footage from other movies, and or rehashing plot lines and events previously used in other Halloween movies that the makers of this movie did not even acknowledge ever existed.
Well, and that's for Halloween Kills as well.
Right. But this is where it first showed up.
Safi, you didn't mention everything. Are you
well,
done with Halloween 2018?
Yes, if you want to add anything, you're welcome to do it.
Safi, god damn it.
We reviewed it, and if anybody wants to hear it all, they can listen to the review.
They had this feminazi movie.
I explained that.
You didn't say how there's a girl dressed like a boy.
I don't care about that. I don't believe that over the years, girls have been dressing as boys and boys have been dressing as girls for Halloween, and there wasn't anything about agendas. That's just what people do.
Safi.
They like to be something that they're never going to be in real life for fun. Halloween is fun.
She's dressed like a boy.
It just bothers Marco so much that girl had the Annie Hall look on, which I don't know if any of you ever have seen Annie Hall.
Yeah, I just watched that last night. She looked nothing like Annie Hall.
Yeah, she did. But anyway, it doesn't bother me at all, okay? But it bothers Marco tremendously. So he keeps calling her a grandson and all this crap. Let me refresh your memories, because this is a lot of movies, okay? I think. And I guess maybe Star Wars is outdoing it or something. But anyway, the Star Wars series, all these movies.
Those new Star Wars don't count. Let's not even mention those.
Well, anyway, and just in terms of number,
fuck those movies.
She and her boyfriend dressed up as Bonnie and Clyde, but they did a gender reversal, and she dressed up as Clyde, and he dressed up as Bonnie.
Do you know what they should have done? Since they were so intent on forgetting about Michael Myers and Halloween, and they just thought it's a big joke, they should have actually had it where the girl, the grandson, she dresses up like Michael Myers, and then her boyfriend dresses up like Laurie. That would have been funny. That's what I would have done.
That would have been funny. See, I mean, just thinking about it offhandedly, we can come up with better ideas for the movie that they could have done, too, and had more money and an actor to do it and more time. And do they do it? No, they come up with, well, it's not a bad idea. It just looked weird, because when they were together, it looked fine, but for her to be by herself, that wasn't bad, because she looked like an Annie Hall look, which really was outdated because it was vintage and didn't go in that year. Anyway, but he, like I said, but he shows up in the next movie. he was wandering around and he was wearing a skirt, a short sleeve sweater, and a beret, and he had bare legs, and I don't know if he was wearing heels or whatever, but he really looked ridiculous.
I did think that was funny though. That was the first shot of the film.
Yeah.
And I did think that was funny, but like
I thought that was weird. It just looked weird.
in a
because he was,
cringeworthy way.
Yeah. Because he was all by himself and not with her. As a couple, it made more sense. But when he's by himself, it just looked really weird. It looked like he was trying to dress up as a woman, like on his own. And I didn't care for it. So that is number 12. So we've this is now the worst two ever made. We're the most recent. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are on the 11th one. Okay, that was 13 and 12. Now we're on 11. This is Halloween 2, 2009. This was Rob Zombie's version of Halloween 2, the second Halloween, who, in this movie, he had some kind of overfixation because I think he ran out of ideas or creativity. Using his wife as a white-gowned and white-haired ghost, sometimes pictured with a white horse, standing next to the this is a ghost, okay? Or I'm not even sure because they talked and even the other people could hear them, which was odd. And then the ghost of Michael Myers wearing his boyhood clown suit. And they were both directing in their way Michael to kill everybody in sight. Now, why is this dumb? Because his mother abhorred what he had done with all the killing and the killing of his sister. And then if he's not dead, why are they showing the ghost of him why are they showing a ghost of him haunting him as a young boy wearing the clown suit and directing him to kill? It's the most absurd. And the mother, the both of those two, but not the horse, they showed them through I don't know, half or 3/4 of the movie.
And they just stand there and they're just like, I don't know.
Sometimes the woman talks, but the boy never says a word. And
does the horse ever talk? That would have been funny.
No, Mr. Ed, if anybody knows what that is, never showed up. So anyway, it just seemed like it, and it was trash. It was total trash. And it was like Rob Zombie had just run out of ideas and he was drunk and he was just saying, oh, I just love my wife. Isn't she the greatest actress ever to exist?
No.
Okay.
It did have some good things, and I just want to say this because,
Go ahead.
you can't just, say it's bad and not say why it's better than the last two. It's better than the last two. It has way better kills than the new ones. It has some good kills that are really brutal and violent, but they still feel like Michael Myers in the sense that this was a remake, like a redo. So it's understandable that they would be bloody and violent and different. But these new ones are supposed to follow in the original's footsteps, and they did not with the kills. And also, I thought that the hospital sequence was really good in the Halloween 2 remake. And I thought that Annie was really good. The little girl all grown up from part 4 and 5.
Yeah.
She was really good in the movie. So there were some good things in the trash.
Yes, we went dumpster diving into Halloween 2. Okay, now we are on number 10. And this is Halloween, and I'm going to say 2007. This is Rob Zombie's first attempt at remaking Halloween 1. And first, he turned Michael Myers' sister into something like a slut, made his stepfather into an abusive man who had sex with his stepdaughter, struck the children in their faces at the minimal rate. I think he did other beating. He he had an alcohol and who knows a drug addiction. I don't know about that, but he looked like he might have. But at least he had an alcohol addiction. Who was just plain disgusting and said disgusting things, and a mother who was a pole dancer that the kids at school knew about and made fun of Michael Myers. Now, albeit this family was just remake family was awful, and the mother, of course, was Rob Zombie's wife. She was okay, but she wasn't a pole dancer in the first movie. Okay, I don't think so.
If someone's mother was a pole dancer, I would make fun of them too.
I know, but he was just upset already by his father, and who was just a horrible man. And actually, this movie wasn't too bad. That's why it's better than all of these. Because I feel like I should have expounded just a bit more about why it's better than the others or why it is where it is. But I just hated the family. I really didn't like it. And then, of course, Donald Pleasance had passed away. And so they had to get somebody else. And it was a remake, too. So they got Malcolm McDowell, who's a very fine actor. And he's been in a lot of things. And he was dressed kind of like a hippie psychiatrist. I can't explain it. He had really long hair. He usually has short hair. He's very distinguished, even when he's, I don't know. He was, I don't know. I can't describe it. It just looked weird the way they had him with long hair, and he was very free spirited and relaxed, and he's talking to a strange killer, and I don't know, like, I've been in Woodstock, and I've been smoking pot and going naked, and here I am talking to Michael Myers. You know, it's just...
He was really good in it.
But he was good. That's what I'm saying, that you have to say something, the reason why it's better than this other trash. So, okay, continuing on. I just want to make sure. Number 9. That was 13, 12, 11, 10, and now we're on 9. It's Halloween 6. We're calling it. They don't say the number when they do the movie on some of these. We are doing that because of how we watch the movies in the order. This is The Curse of Michael Myers, the theatrical cut. This was added unnecessary blood and gore and goofy actions by Paul Rudd, like beating up Michael Myers with a pipe and injecting him with green goo.
Yes.
They cut it to shreds, the movie, when they edited it. They cut it too much. It looked like the person gave themselves a self-haircut when their hair was really long, and they did a horrible job. Well, they did this to the movie, where it was stupid and nonsensical. And they changed the grown-up girl actress who was Michael Myers' sister and whom he had raped. In other words, they changed the actress and...
Wait, she's his niece.
Oh, okay. It's so confusing. See, I'm even confused when I'm doing this.
She's not his sister, she's his niece.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Yeah, okay. Well, they changed the actress. And all she did was run, and she said a few words and run and look scared and hide, and why they had to change her was beyond my comprehension.
And then kill her off like she's a nothing character.
Yeah, and then kill her off. It was horrible. Okay, the last one that I'm doing, and then Marco will do the rest. I decided, and I thought it would be best for me, because of just doing all these, that I should do the worst, and then Marco would do the better ones. This is number 8, and this is Halloween H2O. This movie was all about Jamie Lee Curtis fighting Michael Myers to see who would prevail. That's it. And introduced Josh Hartnett and as an actor, and gave Jamie Lee's mom, the co-star of Psycho, a part in this movie so they could act together. Which really, there's nothing wrong with that. She was driving a car that was, I don't know the name of the car, but it was one of those, it was a two-color car. It was blue and white. And you see them, people are still restoring them. They're actually really cool. That she drove in the movie. That was like that. I don't know if it was the same one. It was cool, but it was kind of funny. And then they also, this is called, I don't know what you want to call it. They used the same music they had in the Scream movies. Now, isn't that interesting? Why? Because the music person in the movie was the same person who was on the set of Scream. Isn't that weird and stupid? So, but the one thing I liked about this movie was Jamie Lee looked really good. And that was, I mean, if you look at this latest one and the one before that, she looked like trash. She had this hair, and it was all gray, and it was all over the place.
That's what feminism does to female characters, is they make them go from looking good to looking ugly and gross.
Well, she looked terrible. And yeah, in the evening, she'd been running for her life, fighting for her daughter and granddaughter's lives, and yeah, and she got stabbed and she had to have surgery. She's not going to look too good. But I mean, she looked bad in both. I just can't stand it. I know it's a wig because she has really short hair. In fact, probably with that H2O, that's when she started wearing her hair short. Maybe a little before that. Remember, she was in Freaky Friday with the short hair. And anyway, she looked really good. And I thought that was nice. And I thought Josh Hartnett was good too. So, Marco, you start now with number 7.
Number 7, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Now, this one, obviously, people are going to be outraged because they all love it. They all say, this is a fantastic Halloween movie. Because it's basically like a fan film in the Halloween series. I would say H2O and 4 are both like fan films. Halloween fan films. But I've actually seen fan films that are better than both of them. But it is like a fan film. And it's unfortunate because there are some really great elements in it that are introduced. Jamie is a really good character. I like her a lot. She gives a great performance even though she's a child actress. And then Rachel is trash in this movie. Like, she could have been good, but she was trash because her character, all she cared about was her stupid boyfriend. And there were some really good things in this movie, like the fall look of it. Like, this movie looked really nice. It puts you in the Halloween mood because of just the colors of everything. It's very colorful, and they really nail like a small town type of vibe. And there's a really good part where they're all in a house hiding out, and you're just waiting for Michael to come there and kill everyone one by one. And it's like this great anticipation. And Safi,
I'm gonna have to go soon because I have to go. I have to go to the post office.
And so, also the movie, it just, in terms of why it's bad, I would say that Michael Myers is trash in this movie. He walks around like a robot. He has a shitty mask. He's not scary. I think another issue is the music. It might just be because of the sound, because we have the box set with all of them, and the sound was so bad we could not hear the movies at all. It was terrible. It was like, it was almost making me want to like bash in the television screen or fucking stab it with a kitchen knife over and over again because I was so pissed off trying to watch these movies to review them. You can't even fucking hear the music. Ridiculous. But it's still a sorry about that. I don't know what that was. It was still a pretty decent film. I really liked the ending where she's driving in the truck and Michael is on top of the truck, and that sequence was really good. So there were some really good things. It's just that it just felt like such a fan film, like like where Dr. Loomis just happens to go to the same gas station as Michael, and then Michael causes an explosion. Just some really like goofy fan film type of shit. Number 6 is Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michael Myers. And these two, 4 and 5, are the ones that I had trouble with. Because initially I was like, oh, Halloween 4 has to be better because it feels like more of like a story, like a better constructed story. Part 5 story is disastrous. But Part 5 slightly is better. I think that Halloween 5 is a little bit underrated and overrated at the same time. Like it's still bad, but it has some really good elements. This is probably my least favorite Michael Myers of the whole series. He treats Michael Myers like Frankenstein, and it really does not work. And there were some really weird choices, like killing off the characters from Part 4 and then sort of like forgetting about them. But then there were some really good things about it, like the music was pretty good. There were some really good kills. And what I really liked, though, was the ending. Because in the ending, instead of trying to kill Michael, which is like a consistent thing in these movies, they kill them and then they come back, and they kill them and they come back. Well, instead of that, Dr. Loomis traps him, and they put him in jail. And then he escapes, and it's like a horrifying, scary ending. But still, I love that, the fact that instead of killing him, they do something different. And then number 5 is Halloween Resurrection, which, F off, I don't care, we don't care. This movie is good, and it has a lot of great elements in it that people just don't acknowledge because it has jokes, and it has Busta Rhymes. And Busta Rhymes uses kung fu or karate or whatever to fight Michael Myers. That make it bad. Like, no, sorry, that doesn't make it a bad movie. And another thing is that they get rid of Jamie Lee Curtis right off the bat, which I kind of loved because, originally she was supposed to be in the whole film and make another one, but she didn't want to. So she really fucked them over. And they had to get rid of her. And then she has a quote on the DVD. If you see it, she has a behind-the-scenes quote where she says, you have to end the old story to start the new one. That's exactly what she said. And she said that Halloween Resurrection is a great film. She said that. And if she is going to pretend like it's not, she's a liar. So, F off with that. And I think the film is really hilarious. I mean, it's just it's the funniest Halloween film. There's so much comedy in it. It really feels different than the rest of the series. And I think, the Halloween fanboys, they just want everything to be like the first one. And that's just not good. Like, that's not good filmmaking to just make everything like the other ones, like the new ones. And so I really like how different it is. And it's really rewatchable, too. Like, I've seen it so many times because of how funny it is. And there are some really great elements, though, that are, like, good in, like, not a bad good way. Like Michael Myers himself, he's really good in this movie. He's scary. He's huge. He looks intimidating. Like, even more intimidating than probably most of them. And there are some really good characters. Like, I liked Rudy the chef. I thought that was cool because he obviously he knows how to use kitchen knives, and he was a really good character. And I wish that, honestly, I preferred him to Busta Rhymes. But still, Busta Rhymes was funny, and he was good too. And I'm just sick of, having to pretend that it's a bad film because there's all these people who just don't want to see anything different and anything like changes the game. And then, and by the way, it would have been much better if it was a found footage film. I really think that the first person's perspective of all the victims, I think that would actually make for a better Halloween film. So they were on the right track. It's too bad they didn't get to make a sequel because those fanboys ruin everything. Number 4 is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, the producer's cut. And for years I've been hearing this is the same film as the theatrical cut. Bullshit. This is a completely different film, and it is such a better film. It's a really great Halloween film. It's scary. Michael Myers is scary. There's a lot of kills. There's some great characters. There's some great ideas, some great stories, and everything is explained. In the theatrical cut, they cut everything out, and so it doesn't make sense, obviously. Well, in this one, they explain it all, and it really makes sense for the most part. And I actually prefer the ending, the way that Michael actually. I guess I looked up and I checked. Michael himself did that to the doctor, the evil doctor. He is the one who changed outfits because he just wanted to walk off and escape and be on his own. So I thought that was good. And I loved Tommy's character. Something that Safi didn't mention about Halloween Kills is that they really destroyed a lot of characters like Tommy's. But the producer's cut of Halloween 6, I love that Tommy character. He's awesome. And then number 3 is Halloween 1978. What is there to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? Well, it is slightly overrated because it is kind of boring and the kills are not very good at all. That being said, it's a very stylistic film. The first person's perspective, the way that he's in the background all the time, the way that the music is so original and so good, iconic, and it's such a great Halloweeny film that it has to be number 3. And there are some never mind, not good characters. Dr. Loomis is really good because we didn't really talk about Dr. Loomis that much, but
he is good.
Dr. Loomis is the highlight of the series. He is such a better character than Laurie overrated Strode. Number 2 is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which goes for John Carpenter's real original vision, which is to have anthology stories that take place around Halloween. The series is not about Michael Myers at all.
It's not supposed to be about.
It's about Halloween.
No.
So I really love this movie. It just gets better and better every time you rewatch it. Once again, it has a great Halloweeny vibe to it. The music is fantastic. The villains are extremely scary, and it's such a good movie. There's really nothing bad I could say about it. Like, it's just perfect. In fact, these top 3 could really be tied together for being how good they are. And then number 1 is Halloween 2, the original. Halloween 2 takes everything that we said was bad about the first one and fixes it and improves on it. The twist making Michael Laurie's brother is great. It's fantastic. No matter what any of these fanboys say. The music is the best music of the entire series. That music that they did, that new theme that it just develops on top of the original theme. Such fantastic music. Michael Myers is unstoppable in this movie. He kills everyone in sight, and he is this movie is so good. It has such a great atmosphere with the hospital, with that creepy hospital that's like abandoned almost. It's really a trash hospital, but it's such a good movie. And the ending, Dr. Loomis, he's fantastic in this movie. You don't have any of that corny teen dialogue with like totally, 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 totally. You have a better dialogue, I would say. Still not that great dialogue, but you really don't need that great dialogue when you have like a slasher film. Like, I don't care what anyone says, slasher films don't have to be like Oscar worthy. They can have some fun, crappy elements in them and still the movies can be really good and be like some of the best movies ever made. And Halloween 2 is clearly the best one of the series. It's perfect, and it is the essential Halloween film. Like, what Halloween film would you want to watch, Safi, if you could choose one? Just choose
I
one.
guess I just want this one probably, but I
Yeah.
would like to see Season of the Witch again.
Yeah.
And
Halloween 2 and 3.
yeah.
Those are the ones. Not the original,
Well,
number 1.
the original, it's almost like a tradition in our house to watch that while we carve pumpkins on night before Halloween, or it's even been last year. I think it was on Halloween night, well, Halloween day. We were really late.
Well, the second one just has such better pacing, though, is what I say. Like, if I could pick one right now, it would be Halloween 2.
Well, I think, from now on, well, I don't know about this year because I think I'm burned out on Halloween films, but that would be the one. Probably watch Halloween 2 and replace Halloween 1 with our tradition.
Don't say that. You're going to anger the fanboys.
I don't care.
So that is what we think about the series.
Yeah.
You have any last words, Safi?
No, I just, if you have any time, you want to watch all the Halloween movies, and you can make your own judgment. Or if you are surprised, like, I don't know if a lot of people know about that Season of the Witch movie. I'd never seen it before, and never, and never heard of it. I had not watched all these movies. I watched Resurrection, H2O,
Part 5.
the first one, and of course I watched those last two.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah, skip the new ones. Don't support them.
They're horrible. I mean, really. Sorry, but they are. Okay, that's it. So everybody, I want you to like and subscribe or make a comment. Subscribers are always welcome. We love you all, and we appreciate you all. And bye, everybody.
Bye.